Hello everyone, welcome to this video on how to find the critical path on a project network. This chart is the activity schedule, that is a project management tool, that lists all the activities required to complete a project, their dependencies, their durations, and their expected start and finish dates. As the project activity schedule shown, 5 things we need to do are: we'll construct the project network, perform the forward and backward passes, determine the project completion time, calculate the slack values, and the last one is state the critical path. After that, we will use the node convention here. A is represent as activity being described, and T is represent as time or duration being described. ES is the earliest start time, EF is the earliest finish time, LS is the latest start time, and LF is the latest finish time. To identify the critical path on a project network, one must start by constructing a network diagram. And now, we will make sketch diagram. Since activity A have no predecessor, it can begin as a start. Activity B and C needs A to be completed before they can start. D and E needs B before they can start. F needs C before it can start. G needs both E and D before it can start. H needs both E and F before it can start. And activity I needs both H and G before it can start. Since activity I have no predecessor, it can go to finish. So here the network diagram, where the activity node will displaying the project activities and estimated times. So let's begin to do the forward pass. Before that, let me show you the formula of how to get the earliest finish. EF is equals to ES plus time. Then let's begin to do the forward pass. Since A have no predecessor, so the start time of A is 0, and as in schedule activity shown, A have 4 weeks, so the finish time of A is 0 plus 4 is equals to 4. Then B and C needs A to be completed. Since the earliest finish time of A is 4, the earliest start time of B and C is 4. And since the activity time of B is 9, the earliest finish time of B is 4 plus 9 is equals to 13. Then since the activity time of C is 12, the earliest finish time of C is 4 plus 12 is equals to 16. Then D and E needs B to be completed. Since the earliest finish time of B is 13, the earliest start time of D and E is 13. Then since the activity time of D is 6, the earliest finish time of D is 13 plus 6 is equals to 19. Then since the activity time of E is 2, the earliest finish time of E is 13 plus 2 is equals to 15. Then F needs C to be completed, since the earliest finish time of C is 16. The earliest start time of F is 16. Then since the activity time of F is 8, the earliest finish time of F is 16 plus 8 equals to 24. Then G needs D and E, earliest finish time, to be completed before it start. So since the earliest finish time of D and E are 19 and 15, the earliest start time of G is 19. In other words, in the forward pass, the highest earliest finish will be the earliest start time of next activity. So because 19 is the highest, the earliest start time of G is 19. Then since the activity time of G is 3, the earliest finish time of G is 19 plus 3 is equals to 22. Then H needs E and F, since the earliest finish time of E and F are 15 and 24, the earliest start time of H is 24, because it is the highest earliest finish time, so the earliest start time of H is 24. Then since the activity time of H is 2, the earliest finish time of H is 24 plus 2 is equals to 26. Then I needs G and H, since the earliest finish time of G and H are 22 and 26, the earliest start time of I is 26, because it is the highest earliest finish time, so the earliest start time of I is 26. Then since the activity time of I is 6, the earliest finish time of I is 26 plus 6 is equals to 32. Then because activity I is the last and have the highest earliest finish time, the project completion time is 32 weeks. Since the project completion time is 32 weeks, the latest finish time of I is automatic 32. So let's begin. To do the backward pass, before that, let me show you the formula of how to get the latest start. ls is equals to lf minus time. Then let's begin to do the backwards pass. Since we have the latest finish time which is 32. The latest finish time of I is 32. Then since the activity time of I is 6. The latest start time of I is 32 minus 6 is equals to 26. Now for G and H, having one successor which is I, so the latest start time of G and H is 26, which is the latest start time of I. Then since the latest finish time of H is 26, and the activity time of H is 2. The latest start time of H is 26 minus 2 is equals to 24. Then since the latest finish time of G is 26 and the activity time of G is 3. The latest start time of G is 26 minus 3 is equals to 23. For F, having one successor which is H, so the latest finish time of F is 24, which is the latest start time of H. Then since the latest finish time of F is 24 and the activity time of F is 8. The latest start time of F is 24 minus 8 is equals to 16. For E, having two successor which is G and H, so the latest start time of G and H are 23 and 24, the latest finish time of E is 23. Because in the backward pass, the lowest latest start time will be the latest finish time of previous activity, so because 23 is the lowest, the latest finish time of E is 23. Then since the latest finish time of E is 23, and the activity time of E is 2. The latest start time of E is 23 minus 2 is equals to 21. For D, having one successor which is G, so the latest finish time of D is 23, which is the latest finish time of G. Then since the latest finish time of D is 23, and the activity time of D is 6. The latest start time of D is 23 minus 6 is equals to 17. For C, having one successor which is F, so the latest finish time of C is 16, which is the latest start time of F. Then since the latest finish time of C is 16, and the activity time of C is 12. The latest start time of C is 16 minus 12 is equals to 4. For B, having two successors which is D and E, the latest start time of D and E are 17 and 21, so the latest finish time of B is 17. Because 17 is the lowest, so the latest finish time of B is 17. Then since the latest finish time of B is 17, and the activity time of B is 9. The latest start time of B is 17 minus 9 is equals to 8. For A, having two successors which is B and C, the latest start time of B and C are 8 and 4, so the latest finish time of A is 4. Because 4 is the lowest, so the latest finish time of A is 4. Then since the latest finish time of A is 4, and the activity time of A is 4. The latest start time of A is 4 minus 4 is equals to 0. The backward pass is now complete. Now the slack for an activity is defined as how long the activity can be delayed without extending the project completion time. And the formula to get the slack is latest start minus earliest start, or latest finish minus earliest finish. Then let's begin to get the slack for A, 0 minus 0, or 4 minus 4 is equals to 0. So the slack for A is 0, for B, 8 minus 4, or 17 minus 13 is equals to 4. So the slack for B is 4, then let's make it quick. For C, the slack is 0 for D, the slack is 0 for E, the slack is 8. For F, the slack is 0 for G, the slack is 4 for H, the slack is 0. For I, the slack is 0. Slack is equals to 0 is also known as critical path, or CPM. These activities who get 0 slack are critical because any delay in their completion would cause a delay in the entire project. pushing the deadline back and potentially causing serious problems for the project team. And the critical path we get is A, C, F, H, and I, and to check the complete finish time is correct, you can add all the activity time of critical activities, which is A, C, F, H and Phi. And their activity time is 4, 12, 8, 2, 6, then add all, and you can get 32 weeks. So, the diagram is correct. Once the critical path is identified, the project team can prioritize their efforts to ensure that these activities receive the necessary attention and resources. This might involve shuffling resources, changing the order of tasks, or even splitting some activities into smaller, more manageable steps. Overall, finding the critical path is a crucial part of project management, and can help teams stay on track, and ensure that their projects are completed on time and within budget. And that's all. Thanks for watching.
Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 tang tang tình tang tình 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 tang tang tang. Giây phút em gặp anh là em biết em si tình, tình 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 toan toan tình 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 tan 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 tình.